The Joey Badass and Ray Vaughn battle continues with Joey's latest track, The Finals. This time around, Joey is fully addressing Ray Vaughn throughout the track and doesn't let up. So let's get into it. The track starts off with, what kind of top dog is you? You more Shih Tzu, you was cloned in the lab dog, you artificial, you know for your label, not because you're artificial. Which is really solid wordplay and consistent with a lot of the raps that Joey has had for Ray Vaughn throughout all of this with all the dog theming. What type of top dog is referring to the label top dog, and also questioning his position. Like, what sort of, like, how you going to say you top dog, but you're, people don't really know you. And then him calling him a Shih Tzu, which is a purely man-made breed, effectively makes him artificial and manufactured to be in this position or place, which further pushes the idea that Ray is really just known for the label that he signed to and not for his music. Like, people, I mean, and yeah, I think that's kind of true. Like, a lot of people would not have known who Ray Vaughn is until he was signed to TDE. I mean, that's going to be the case for a lot of artists. Like, oh, so-and-so signed to this label, like so-and-so signed to Dreamville, let's say. Like, you may not have known that person beforehand. So, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a knock on him, but just kind of reality at that point. And then Reason catches a stray with, caught a couple strays, now it's time, I put him on a collar, I let him rot while I charge him for top dollar, which is crazy wordplay there. The catching a couple strays, like bullets, but also dogs, put him on a collar, putting collars on dogs, but also getting dog tags. I let him rot while I charge him, so Rottweiler, and then top dollar, a lot of money, but also top dogs dollar. Then he goes on, you're the next getting dropped off of the top roster. I'm gonna be the Reason. And in case you didn't know, Reason left the label not too long ago. I feel like it was more of a him wanting to leave sort of situation, but I don't know all the details there, so I'm not going to speak too much on it. But Joey's basically like, hey, I'm gonna be the reason that you're going to leave TDE next. Don't know that that's going to happen, but he might push him to that. Then Joey from there switches over to talking more so about TDE as a whole, with the "It's about time top let your ass off the leash, signed for 5 years and had your biggest moment from me." I think Ray's been signed for a little bit less than 5 years, but that's besides the point. This back and forth with Joey has been definitely more attention that Ray has gotten since then, aside from dropping his recent project. The timing of that project and all this may be purely coincidental. On the project, he doesn't go into any of this, so I do believe that is something that he had ready to go. But I think you can still argue that this back and forth with Joey has been more attention that project's going to get. Like, I don't know. Again, music hits people at different times. Yes, the album just came out and people are all worried about first week sales and listens, but people listen to music whenever they want to. They don't have to listen to it right when it drops. Joey then continues with, can't nobody name a single song you ever released, even Crash Out wasn't your original beat, which is crazy, but probably pretty accurate. I don't know that there's anyone that really knows Ray Vaughn like that. He hasn't been around long enough for a lot of the even nerdier hip hop fans to know of him. Like, it doesn't, he's not a household name yet, for sure. And he's definitely not as well known of a name as Joey Badass is. Joey then wraps up the TDE talk with, I did more for you than the whole of TDE. It's too bad. You should have signed to me. Somebody tell Top we about to start TDEast, which is interesting because he's flipped from fully going after Ray to going after TDE and almost giving Ray props. Like, he's trying to say, yo, like, I did so much for you, and it's a shame because if you were signed to me, we'd be going even further. And while he's not necessarily directly saying his raps are good, like, presumably that's what it is. And then him saying, we gonna somebody tell Top we about to start TDEast. I think I mean, from what I've seen, it's an official thing. Like TDEast is a business entity in New York. Don't know that that's going to go anywhere beyond just the memes, but he did it, and it sounded like either I think it was Top. I think Top signed it too, or like it's a joint thing. So who knows? Maybe this is all just fucking promo for something else. Then he goes on to say, like, you know, there's a couple of other cool lines, but like, you know, nothing too much that stands out. He says, "Fuck whipping feet, we throw hands like Rayman." I just thought that was cool. Just a little Rayman reference there. And then you need an optician just to see Ray-Bans, which you can take a whole bunch of different directions. Like you can literally just take Ray-Bans, like the glasses. You need to see an optician to get a prescription for glasses, or you can just be a nerd and get glasses without a prescription. That was always kind of weird. I don't know why people did that as a blind person. It's very weird. But then you could also say, you know, you need glasses or you need some additional assistance seeing Ray Vaughn's money because he doesn't have that much. That's what we're insinuating here. But yeah, and there was a whole bit of Kendrick and talking about dick licking again. And then he's, you know, Joey, it's 2025. We don't need to talk about no homo, gay Vaughn. Like, you don't need to say any of that. Like, you're grown. You know better. But overall, this was a solid response, and I'm genuinely curious to see if Ray Vaughn is going to respond again. It is entirely possible, but this also feels like one of those tracks where things can just end and we'll move on to the next thing. Because Joey went pretty hard here, and it feels like there's a little bit more that he could say, but what he's going to say it's hard to say. Maybe the next one is going to be more focused on Daylight directly, even though he's kind of went after Daylight a bunch already. And Daylight probably going to drop something else again because, dude, he has nothing else going on, I guess. Nah, he's got some raps coming. But anyways, we just got to wait and see. Also, Reason did respond to this track, the finals, but we'll get to that when we get to it. We will definitely do that eventually, if y'all want. But anyways, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the finals, where you think all of this is going, if this is just like the climax or the end point, whatever. And while you're down there, like and subscribe to see more rambling and content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.